So, new plan. Hi, I'm Helen Greetham. I'm a game developer. I've made a game called The Beekeeper's Picnic. And if you are a returning person to my channel, you'll know I've tried various ways of vlogging and devlogging the experience of making games in ways that don't interfere with me making games. Like, it's a balancing act time-wise. This is my new scheme, which is that I'm already writing a monthly newsletter, and I can do that consistently and it doesn't take me long and I enjoy it. So then I thought, why don't I just do a video version of my newsletter? And that's what this is. So here's a fun accounting fact about Steam. As a developer, money is paid out to you on the 30th day of the month following the month of sale. And I mention this because the other day I got an email letting me know that I should expect payment for December 2025. And initially I thought, oh, Steam messed up. That wasn't last month. December 2025 was ages ago. Before realising that, no, December 2025 was literally 4 weeks ago. I know it's not very original to comment on January seeming to be an ending in nature, but it is true. So this month has been full of wintry activities. I witnessed a bunch of children having an all-out snowball war, complete with forts made out of snow, which was something that I thought only happened in Peanuts. I bought a new teapot and discovered the joy of making my own pastries, which is basically getting shop-bought pastry, like crust, and just shoving a load of chocolate in it and then whacking it in the air fryer. And I went to my favourite second-hand bookshop, which is one of those sort of cavernous ones where you could sneeze and bring down all of the books on top of you. And I discovered a book of early 20th century school stories called The Complete Human Boy. And I am sure that the protagonist is in fact just a regular human boy, definitely, for sure. He's not some kind of husk of an eldritch being. I'm sure he's just a complete human boy. I also did some game development, and that's what this video is meant to be about. Now, as readers of my newsletter, via the medium of video now, I want to make a little deal with you. I'm going to share a little bit of my development process, and in exchange, you've got to promise that you're not going to turn around later and say, oh, why did you change that thing? Why did you remove that thing? Because I'm invariably going to change stuff during the natural process of writing the story. Okay? Okay. So, for example, this month I really tried to concentrate on character and world building, fleshing out people who, in my original notes, are just like museum curator or robot. In fact, have I got my notes? Since this is a video medium, I can kind of show you. My first sort of go at coming up with the characters and the story was just this really scrappy notebook that I made over the summer. And yeah, I had a load of people in here who were just down as curator, museum curator, robot, player character. So I've been trying to sit down and really flesh them out into people with names and faces and backgrounds and, importantly, motivations. And I can tell you now, I made a graphic of many of the characters that I was kind of cooking up, and some of them I've completely swapped and changed. They will not appear in this form in the game, I can tell you now. I've also been thinking long and hard about the art style that I want to use in the game. So up until recently, I was all for continuing the pixel art style that I used in The Beekeeper's Picnic. It was well received, I think it looked acceptable to good, and it made the animations quick and easy to produce for me as a non-animator. But there's just going to be a tail in the way now. As I've developed the game's story, I've realised how much I want to portray this giant space museum as being full of intricate detail and clutter, and I think that's something that I like about museums. And that's made me start hankering for kind of more illustrative backgrounds, more detailed backgrounds. So I'm currently in the process of making a sample background to see how long that takes me and whether I think it's a viable process, and to try and settle on a style. So, looking forwards to the next month. If you're based in the Midlands, I'm going to be going to the Get Into Games Festival, which is taking place at the Midlands Arts Centre in Birmingham from 11 until 5. And it's a totally free festival. It's the largest festival in the UK aimed at anyone who wants to take their first steps into a games career. And I'm going to be showcasing the Beekeeper's Picnic and chatting to people and giving out free newt facts. Over the next month of game dev, I want to finish off my little test of the art style and maybe start putting together a kind of very rough pass of the prologue of the story. So it's going to be like stick figures, but we're going to put that together. Okay then, I will see you in February.